Welcome to TLC, the live chat.
Oh, you guys, man, you have lost it.
All right, okay. Welcome to TLC, the live chat.
Where real talk meets real life. I'm Tina.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Cassie. Nothing's off limits. Expect deep chats, belly laughs, and a few wait, what moments.
It's unfiltered, unapologetic, and all heart. If you can do this, you've got this.
It's live. We're on. All right, Lauren, take it away.
Me again. Oh, sorry. I just introduced the last one. This one I wanted to talk about because we're coming into summer and I've got a little bit to say about sunscreen. I've lost my train of thought because the problem is have these little chats before we start recording and we say all this stuff and then we get on and then we press record. What did I say? Oh, actually,
you just need to record 24/7.
Can't be bothered repeating myself, but no one heard that. So, yeah. Really, okay. So the sun, right? The sun that's been the sun that's been here since the dawn of time, that's been here since day dot, or however you believe day dot began. The sun's been here, hasn't it?
Yes.
Agreed?
Yes.
How long has sunscreen been here?
Since the 80s.
Okay.
I think.
Is there more sunscreens available now than ever before?
Yes.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Is there more cases of skin cancer now than ever before?
Yes. As they say, correlation doesn't equal causation, but we can use our common sense.
So is it linked a little bit? Sunscreen and
in my
skin
opinion,
cancer?
1,000%.
I'm not going to come out and make that claim by any means. And I have had some things cut out of my body that I have been told were cancerous or about to turn cancerous. I have been scared of getting sunburnt. I have been wearing sunscreen up until the last couple of years.
As youngsters, slip, slop, slap. That was adverts all over the TV. What was the first thing before you went outside? Your parents saying, put some sunscreen and a hat on.
Yeah.
But as far as, and that's probably another episode altogether, Cansema, Black Salve, that's...
if we've got time, we'll talk about that. But otherwise, that other one. Yeah.
Circle back to that.
Yeah. So when we were just sitting here before, I thought, why are we so fearful of this natural... we can't exist without the sun. It's
so good
responsible for all forms of life. But we are all fearing it. We're getting out of it. We're covering up. We don't want it. But just have a listen to this. I've just Googled what are the ingredients in common sunscreens. I'm not going to pronounce them properly, but here we go. Homosalite, octochlorine, octyl salicylate,
solicitate,
methox, you could probably say this, mesox dibis, I don't have my glasses.
Methoxydibenzoylmethane.
Yeah. Ovobenzone. Mototrienol.
Motrazinol.
What's this one? Ethanolex triazone.
Ethylhexyl triazone.
See, she can say it all. I can't even say it. That makes me not want to put that in my body because I can't even say it. So people who, I don't want to be crazy here, but if you're fearful of the natural sunlight, but you're not scared to slap all this over your body, because you would know better than me, Tina, but isn't our skin, what we put in our skin just absorbs straight into our bloodstream, right?
A certain percentage of it, yeah. It's the largest organ. That's why nicotine patches work.
Yeah. So
that's why medication, they use patches for medication because your skin absorbs it. So it's not much different than eating it? This is my whole theory of my business. If you can't eat it, don't put it on your skin. So if I went and got all these things and mixed them up into a little potion and fed it to people, would they comply? Would they eat it? They wouldn't eat it. And if you fed it to your child, you'd probably go to jail. But for poisoning them. But the sun is the scary thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was just what I was chatting about, but I don't want to sound crazy.
And what does that do? What does that block? Okay, that blocks UV rays, which trigger the skin to make vitamin D, which is crucial for bone health, immunity and mood. Wearing sunglasses also blocks out vitamin D production. And what does that do also? So the morning sun is essential for regulating circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
So direct sun from the ambient light helps set your internal clock.
just something on the sunglasses, right? So I stopped wearing them a little while ago, and I did speak about this quite a few years ago, but then kept wearing sunglasses. But more and more studies have come out, and people talking about it. Your eyes detect the amount of UV light in the sky, and then sends a signal to your brain, which then triggers the amount of melanin that your skin produces. The melanin is the protective part of your skin, so you don't get burnt, you don't get skin damage, you don't get skin cancers, right? So if you walk out with sunglasses on, you're getting a false reading. Your brain is thinking that it's the UV is not as high, so you're not producing enough melanin to protect your skin.
That's so interesting, because sunglasses are cool.
Seriously,
we wear
how
them
long
sometimes
sunglasses
they just
been
look
around
cool,
for too?
like a fashion statement.
God or whatever you believe in that started all of this. We didn't get born with sunglasses on. We got born with eyes on our head and a sun in the sky. So obviously there's reasons for that, like everything.
You don't see birds flying around with their sunglasses on. But also the sun, every form of life on the planet requires the sun. How is that the enemy?
Yeah,
that's right. Like our plants, like I grow my own veggies. I can't grow vegetables without sun. I have to move my vegetable garden beds into sunnier spots so that my tomatoes can thrive. That is no different to humans.
But also if then your chooks don't eat the vegetables, they don't produce the eggs, which then you have. It's everything requires the sun.
But we're fearing the sun. We're telling people, get out of the sun. It will kill you.
It makes me question whether the whole never look at the sun is a load of shit as well.
Now they're saying that we should look at the sun.
Right.
That to a degree that those sun's rays our eyes are actually designed to take those sun's
Do you know there's some people sunbake their buttholes?
Yeah, I did. I sent you that the other day.
No, but I've just seen
look, that
we don't do that.
But do you know what else used to happen? That if you were in hospital or you had surgery or you'd been really ill, they would actually wheel you up to the very top floor of the hospital, right up the top, and put you in the sun.
The solariums
that was part of your healing.
Exactly.
And they still have, sometimes when you go up the very top of the old hospitals, maybe old ROH, the top floor of the hospital where you park, in the old days, that's where they would take you up there and put you out in the sun.
But see, some people might
so many benefits.
Argue that, they learned that the sun causes cancer and that's why they don't do it anymore. But really what happened is our food has changed so much. So we're eating rancid seed oils. We're not eating good, healthy fats. We're not getting the right signals to our brain to produce enough melanin. And we're also not getting enough cholesterol. So we need the cholesterol for the sunlight to create vitamin D, right? So it's a two-part process. You can't go out in the sun if you don't have enough cholesterol in your diet. And then you've got everyone on statins.
I was going to say every second person over the age of 50 or 60 is taking cholesterol tablets.
That's right.
It creates an avalanche of health problems.
Exactly.
What it also produces, the sunlight produces serotonin. A lot of depressed people
and everybody's
out there.
depressed because they're not getting sun.
2-week lockdown, you have to stay in your home. You got 1 hour out in the sun. Is this about health?
And it does lack of sun.
Just
they even say
eyes,
lack of exposure to sunlight is heavily linked to depression and mental health.
They call it sun avoidance. What's the disease? Well, it's like the depression, sun avoidance depression syndrome or something like that. It's basically
got the SADS.
It's SADS.
You've got the SADS.
It's what term it.
And what do people do? Hermit inside, including I've been through that. You just don't want to come out your room. You don't want to come outside.
When it's cold and yucky,
absolutely.
People think, just stay inside. But who cares if it's raining? Get an umbrella.
Yeah,
put a jacket on, for God's sakes.
And what do people always feel better doing? Like you said, Lauren, probably not even just getting outside as a sick patient in hospital. Of course you want to get out and have some sunlight and fresh air and you're going to feel better.
Yeah.
You're not going to go out there and then go, I feel worse.
Yeah. And look, it does burn you and I don't want to get sunburn. And it also...
But it will burn you if you're number one, don't have enough cholesterol.
Yeah.
Number two, are wearing sunglasses. Yeah. And number three, maybe don't go out at 12:30 when the UV is peak.
Yeah. And that,
just common
maybe.
sense.
Look at Hilary actually sunbakes all the time.
Yeah. We went to the beach at your house last summer and it was so hot, but I was too scared to wear sunscreen. So I just wore like a long sleeve kind of cotton shirt when I was in the full sun.
That's what they do in the desert.
Yeah, that's right. Or wear your big wide brim hat when it's the middle of the day and it's full sun.
Yeah, even a sheep will sit under the tree in the heat of the sun.
I have to
be
say,
sensible about it.
sensible.
Find some
Exactly.
shade. You don't want to get so sunburned.
I
and
have
then
to
you
say,
peel and things like
even
that.
as a young person though, and I don't know if this is my English Irish blood in me, I actually physically don't like too much heat or sun on me. I always go for the shade. I love the sun. I love being outside, but I can't, even when we were young, everyone would go out and sunbake. I literally could be 5 minutes and I'm like searching for the shade.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that.
I don't
But
really.
the morning sun,
yeah,
when
I'll
it's
slap
not
on the
too
fake
hot.
tan, which is so good for you because there's no chemicals
let's
in
talk
that.
about the chemicals
no
in
one's
fake
perfect.
tan.
We're
I
not
know.
saying we're perfect.
Give me
We're far
something,
from
see,
it.
we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is I find out, but I'm actually trying to train myself to be in the sunlight a bit more. So I'm like, all right, I'll go out for 10, 15 minutes. Again, I'm not going to go sit out there in like 42-degree heat and burn the living crap out of myself. But I'm noticing when I go out and I do get some direct sunlight on my skin, I do feel a lot
feel
better.
better.
Yeah.
Lycopene's very
especially
protective
for your mental health. Yeah.
to eat. So tomatoes. So think about Italians. They eat a lot of tomatoes.
Yeah.
They have olive skin. They have a lot of sun exposure. Lycopene in tomatoes is very protective.
And interesting that tomato is a summer fruit that harvests in the summer. So it's almost, it's always been the case. We have been provided with everything we need in nature.
That's exactly
But
right.
those ingredients that I couldn't even pronounce, we're going to put that all over us to keep us
And
safe.
our children.
Let's eat a whole heap of tomatoes.
But if you go out in the sun, right? Do a little experiment where you've got one person that has no sunglasses, no sunscreen. They've eaten an avocado and an egg for breakfast, and their cholesterol levels are on the higher end. No medication, and they had a bloody tomato pasta the night before.
Probably not going
Right.
to get too bad.
They're not going to get as burnt as the person who's wearing highly toxic sunscreen, sunglasses, eating deep fried chips from the fish and chip shop, and a bag of Doritos.
And then they go in, have a swim, come out, need to reapply.
Well, that's actually
Go in, have a
actually
swim, come out,
studied-
need to reapply.
That's a studied. That's an actual research paper. Like they've studied it and proven that the chemicals in the sunscreen reacts with chlorine and is actually very damaging. And it's a published study. So how the hell they're still selling it on a freaking shelf is beyond me.
It is
And
crazy.
in a lot of parents' defence, and I did when my kids were young,
Same.
if
I
you're
put
sending your
sunscreen
kids
on
off
my
to
kids.
school
Yeah.
or out for an outing, of course you're
You
going to
don't
want to
want them to
protect
burn.
them. You don't want them to come back like a lobster with
Yeah.
burns. And a lot of people, again, aren't educated. They're just thinking they're doing the right thing.
Of
and there's
course.
nothing wrong with that. And we're not bagging those people. And I would probably more now, knowing what I know, choose to put a long sleeve top on them, a hat.
Absolutely. Tina makes her own sunscreen. What's in your
she makes her own sunscreen
that you make?
So, which is absolutely, you could eat it. It's so healthy. But yeah, so I would choose something that's very natural, that doesn't have all the nasties in it.
If you have to, I wouldn't promote my sunscreen just for the sake of wearing a sunscreen.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I come up with it is because my daughter was going to kindy at the time, back when you could go to kindy when you weren't jabbed.
Yeah.
And the old rules of you can't go outside, you've got to slip, slop, slap.
Yeah.
And there was no way in hell that she was going to be putting all those chemicals on. So I created a zinc-based sunscreen, which is reef safe, because that's a whole nother issue. The chemicals,
all the fish are
beside the algal bloom.
worms.
Besides that, you've got the whole issue of sunscreen and killing reefs. So
Scientifically proven as well.
absolutely.
Bought our
People, we
house.
don't talk out our...
No, we don't. Last year we put a swimming pool in at our house. I don't want people coming to my house and swimming in my pool if they've covered themselves in sunscreen, because I don't want all those chemicals
No.
in the water. It's hard enough to keep a pool safe with the water to swim in. But if everybody's going to jump in my pool with all their different brands of sunscreen and poison my water with all those chemicals, sorry.
That's
friends,
right.
don't
So-
want you there. I'll stock up on Tina's zinc.
Yeah, and just hand it
wear a
out
hat,
as they come through
long
the
sleeve
gate.
rashy.
Yeah.
But I don't want the sunscreen in the pool.
I'm just reading a small article here, and it's based on the research that I just mentioned, and it says chemical sunscreen coming into contact with chlorine have been shown to break down and form compounds that can be extremely harmful. These byproducts, known as chlorinated organic compounds, have been linked to a range of health issues, including hormone disruption and even cancer. It's studied, it's researched. You're not going to hear about it on the Channel 7 News, guys. You've got to go and seek out your information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jump on, not Google Scholar.
Yeah,
Google Scholar.
Yeah.
Everything
papers.
that's sold in the mainstream shops has, and medicate, everything. If you read into all the ingredients, most of them have a warning, a health warning.
Of course they do, but most
But
people
it's
will
not-
ignore
Yeah,
it.
of course. But who reads it? Who reads the packaging unless you're a bit more onto that sort of thing or awakened to those things? It's just become so ingrained that these things are. Look, I never even used to think about this years and years ago.
Same.
I used to think about healthy eating and that sort of stuff, and obviously I didn't want my kids to have fizzy drink and heaps of sugar, and I knew a lot about the sugar and all that sort of stuff. Had no idea about sunscreen back then, because sunscreen was being a responsible parent, and putting that all over your child to protect them was being a responsible
We didn't
parent.
look at the back and read all the ingredients, and I don't think I realised that you put things on your skin and it gets absorbed in. I just don't think I thought about that stuff. We had young kids. We were busy. We were just trying to do the best we could. I really wish I could have my time over. I know you don't want to promote your sunscreen, but I would like to know what's in it, because I think zinc is the main ingredient, is it?
Yeah, it's 20% zinc.
Yeah. And when we were kids, the only thing my parents would do to us when we would go to the beach is get some zinc and put it on our nose, because no one wanted to walk around with a bright red nose like Rudolph.
Yeah.
So you'd put a bit of zinc on you. But then what would happen is you'd be rosy everywhere, and then you'd
Yeah,
have
and
like
then
this
a white nose.
But that says to me that obviously zinc must do something.
Oh, zinc is a physical protector.
Yeah.
So
if I had to wear sunscreen, it's going to be the one you make.
yeah, the chemicals in sunscreen, they are a chemical filter. So they're literally absorbing the rays and holding them on your skin. Zinc is a physical, not a chemical, it's a physical barrier. So it actually blocks the absorption directly. But this, tell the truth, Shan Devil, my daughter has never used anything but my sunscreen.
Yeah.
So she's 13. No,
Being
she's
sunburnt.
Irish. She's half Irish.
And
she's as fair as hell.
See, she should
doesn't
be red
get burned.
raw.
Yeah, she doesn't burn.
And this is
And she doesn't
so-
eat 100% healthy. She's 13.
Oh,
They
she's a
eat
teenager.
shit.
What did we eat? We lived off of hot chips and chocolate.
She was always whinging that we're
that's
an
the rite of
ingredient.
passage when you're a teenager.
She's always whinging we're an ingredient household when they're outside the house.
No, but this is, I'm not lying here. This is actual true, and I'll prove it to anyone somehow. Since I discovered how bad sunscreen is and stopped wearing it, I honestly have not been sunburned. I have not been sunburned for a couple of years now, and I always used to get sunburned.
Well,
the only difference I've done is stopped using sunscreen.
Yeah, I shown you the photo from one of my customers from WOMAD, and she had, shouldn't probably say the name of the sunscreen.
Yeah. I'll blurt it out
BB,
when we edit. Maybe.
Anyway, she had the last of that, and she squirted it on one leg and rubbed it in. And we can put this up on our Instagram and actually show
thank you.
what it is. And she ran out, so she come to my stall at WOMAD and bought my sunscreen and put that on her other leg. And the one that she had, the store-bought bottle one, was red raw like a lobster. And the one that she put mine on was not burnt at all. Nothing.
Amazing.
There you go.
And didn't we have an experience recently in Bali where you didn't wear sunglasses one day and you didn't get burnt, and then you did wear sunglasses the next and you did get a little bit pinkish?
I did, yeah.
I remember.
Yeah,
I saw that with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Again, because the sun's rays goes into your body and is a natural what is that?
Melanin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your brain's triggering the amount of melanin that you need to
Absolutely.
produce.
So it's doing its thing. Your body, the human body is incredible.
It's amazing.
And once you learn more about it, obviously I know hardly anything about it.
We're still learning
but,
every day, aren't we?
Yeah, it's incredible. All the different, we're made so intricately that everything has its function. And yeah, we're designed to do this because we weren't again, born with a sunscreen and a pair of sunnies in our hand.
And
there you go. Good luck.
I do need to say, I strongly recommend, I shouldn't say that because, someone doesn't wear it, goes out, gets burnt, and then sues me. But
I know.
I
want to be
again,
careful.
we're not telling people what to do.
No.
We are just talking
we could be
our own
wrong.
personal
We're going on our
opinions.
own personal experience.
Exactly.
We could be wrong.
And my sunscreen has not been tested by the TGA, and I state that on the thing, so I can't state an SPF.
No.
All I can say is that it's 20% zinc.
Yeah.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
Have a look at what 20% zinc does. But there's other oils in there too. So shea butter has a natural SPF of 4. Red raspberry seed oil has a natural SPF of up to 28.
And you could eat it. And you wouldn't get sick.
Eat it. Exactly.
But if you ate that stuff that I read out earlier, you would be very sick. This is what I love about your skincare. If you can't eat it, then don't put it on your skin.
But I also want to say, we personally don't use sunscreen every day.
Yeah.
There are very specific times that I will use it. So we're about to go on a 10-day camp trip. I will take the sunscreen. So if we go for a hike in the middle of the day and the sun's searing, I'll probably put some in the back of my neck that's exposed. Or I'll just probably wear a collared shirt and lift it up and have a hat, more likely.
Yeah.
But I will take it.
But again, that's also, thousands of years ago or whatever, we lived in caves. You don't go and sit out in the sun for 4 hours and burn yourself to. You go in the cave, you go under the tree, you go under the shade, you just go out and you get physical
Indigenous
sunlight.
cultures always rest in the middle heat of the day.
Absolutely.
They're not out
it's
hunting
common
in the middle
sense.
of the day.
It's common sense. So I don't want people to start going, they're saying don't use sunscreen, and I went out all day and got absolutely fried. Come on.
Everything we talk about comes down to common sense. Use
It
your
does.
common sense.
Unfortunately, common sense isn't that common.
I'm not sure if I should say this, but we'll see. I think, maybe I said this.
And it's getting more
I'm not
uncommon.
sure.
Getting worse.
Yeah, they're unreal. They're smart because they listen to us.
I don't know about that. I can't remember if I said this when we were recording or before we started recording, so I'll cut it out if I've already said it. When you donate to the Cancer Council,
This is very interesting.
is some of that money going to produce that Cancer Council brand? I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this. Sunscreen. Are they making
That's only a question. You're not making
I'm
a
questioning
statement.
it.
You just
and
asking
then
a question.
the more, this is terrible. The more we use the sunscreen, the more we get the skin cancers. And is it going round and round in a circle? That's a very bold claim. I'm not claiming anything.
No, you're only
just
asking questions.
You're asking questions,
I'm
that's
just
what we're
questioning.
supposed
It's a
to be
valid
doing.
question. We're allowed to.
Sometimes I think
Who says
things
we're not
like
allowed to ask
that.
a question?
I wish I
That's
didn't
right.
think things like this. My life would be a whole lot easier if I
Yeah, but
didn't think
anything
things
that
like
affects us and
But I do
humanity,
have a question.
we can question it.
about where the money's going.
Who's the boss of us? I love that quote, and they say, when I was born on this world, who could suddenly be the boss of me and tell me what I'm supposed to do, what job I'm supposed to have, how much money I can
what
have.
I have to put on my skin?
What I have to put on my skin,
much
what I have to
sunlight I'm allowed to
inject
have,
into my body.
what I can eat.
We're all just born onto this planet. Why are these people thinking that they're our fucking boss?
Who are these people?
Who are these people? Anyway, if you do happen to get skin cancer because you've got low cholesterol or you're not eating properly and you're out in the middle of the day or you haven't used your common sense,
Maybe
or you
the
have a
sun.
genetic
I'm not. We don't know for sure.
or you have a genetic disposition, skin cancers, or I've had them.
If you're like me and just a pussy and hates this harsh sun beating on me because
Don't be a
no, but I'm
just
talking about
feel
if you end up with actual skin cancer.
Are you
okay.
going to
Yeah,
tell us
sorry.
something we can?
I get where you're at.
Yeah.
No, do it.
Can I?
Look, we're already.
Okay, well, if you Google black salve or cansema, you will be told how awful it is, right? How it can maim and scar and it doesn't get rid of cancer and all sorts of scary things that you are like, I'm never putting this on my skin, no way in hell.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not to mention, haven't they tried to or have banned it?
Oh, it is banned. It's banned
Yeah.
in this country. It comes
Yeah.
in.
So
Yeah.
why have
I
they
won't
done
even
that?
say- yeah, yeah.
We all know why.
No, it's 100% banned. You have to get it from the black market. I can't tell you where.
Oh, it's like the
No, or anything.
It's like raw milk.
raw milk. Can't tell you where, how, when, who.
You're going to have to figure that out for
Okay.
yourself. But
Okay.
just know that, yeah. Anyway.
or speak to
So-
one of the TLC girls.
Yeah. Reach out privately and we'll be checking your digital ID. Make sure you're not from the government. Anyway, I'd never heard of this thing, right? So I used to work in my dad's office, and there was a guy that worked in the same complex who become friends with Dad. Anyway, he had skin cancer on his nose, and he got it cut away, and it come back, and he got it cut away, and it come back, and this went on for about 3 years. In the very beginning of like his diagnosis, his first cancer, he'd come across this black salve, and the specialist at Flinders said, "Oh, don't waste your money." It was like $40 to get right. Don't waste your money. Never touched it. 3 years later, he's literally missing a third of his face, his whole jaw. Like, the poor guy, his face is gone. The doctors told him to sell up everything, buy a boat, swim out, sail off into the sunset. You're not making it, right? Last-ditch effort, orders this Cansema. He's still here with us today.
Aww.
It worked amazing. What happens is what happened to him. I can only say what happened to him and what's happened to us personally. If it's cancer, it stings and immediately feels tingly and is quite stingy. If it's not cancer, if it's just some kind of spot, you'll feel nothing at all. And I've tried it on both, right?
Oh, so again, you've got nothing to lose.
You've got nothing to lose. But if you Google it, they'll tell you you've got
everything to
lose. Who knows if that's actual story? I don't know.
Yep.
Like, maybe it's happened to someone. Who knows? Can't say. Not them. So anyway, we've had it in our family for probably 15 years now. Like, we've been using it in our family. Now, my mum about 20 years ago had stage 4 melanoma, and that's pretty serious.
I can remember.
Yeah, she actually had it cut out. She's got quite a large scar on the top of her cheek. And over the years, it has come back. It's metastasized and come back in other areas, like the back of her neck, the top of her forehead. And every time, she just puts Cansema on. And it stings like shit. And in about 2 days, you get a yellow ring around the actual, like the cancer. Then it'll go crusty and it will go black. And then about 7 days later, it falls off and there's no scar, nothing. The only time you'll get a scar is if you bump it and it falls off too early.
Yeah.
But if you just
bit like if you squeeze a pimple too soon when it's not ready to be squeezed and then it scars.
I mean, people get pimples come up and go all the time with no scars, but if you squeeze it, you can get a scar. I myself have used it. Paulie's mum had skin cancer right on the top of her nose. She'd already had it burnt off in Ireland. Come here, it grew back. I put it on. It's never come back. Right? Paulie recently had one on his nose because he's Irish and he's been in the country 21 years. So he's not used to it either. And, you know, he was slapping on sunscreen in the early days as well and working on a job site and probably not the healthiest diet either. Yeah. So personal experience.
Yeah.
Freaking
speaks for itself.
I remember you told me about it and it was just a little bit too late because we caught up once a few years ago when we went to that golf day and I was on crutches and I couldn't walk because I'd had a skin cancer cut out, which when I think about it, that's ridiculous. It was on the bottom of my foot. Why would I have a skin cancer on the bottom of my foot? Anyway, I did my annual skin check.
That's how Bob Marley died, was a skin cancer on the bottom of his foot.
Because they were saying, you must have got sunburnt on the bottom of your foot once, maybe when you were a kid and it's been simmering away and now it's popped up as a cancer and we have to cut it out. I've actually got a scar on the bottom of my foot that still gives me grief sometimes. I couldn't walk for weeks. It was terrible. But then you said, I wish I knew I would have given you some of this cream. Anyway.
Yeah.
But now
because they can't make money out of
So now
well, we can only make
money.
We can only make assumptions.
Yeah.
Right?
Assuming.
Yeah.
And maybe that doctor that cut that thing out of the bottom of my foot maybe saved my life. Maybe. We won't know.
Well, you're never going to know.
Who can say?
No.
But going forward, I will always try this.
And we're not saying don't get
than
skin checks and don't
Oh my
look
God,
after your
no,
body
at
and
all.
any of those
And
things.
don't go out in the full sun in the middle of the
I
day,
get
maybe.
full skin checks every year.
Yeah.
We've got skin
Are you
cancer.
saying
and
you've got common sense?
melanoma in our family.
Common
and,
sense?
Yeah, I just get skin checks and I'll treat it however, we should treat it. But I'm the same. I've had so many things cut out of my body as well. And even I've got a lot of moles on me and they'll look at it and if they don't like the look of it, even if they test a little bit, they'll go, oh, look, let's just take it off. And I was like, take it off my body. I don't want it on there.
You get scared.
But now I'm more, let's monitor it, look after myself. Yeah, get some sun's rays, but in a sensible manner, and treat it the way I want to treat it if it was to become something. And again, I'm not telling people any medical advice. I'm not saying
no. This is only my personal experience.
This is only our personal experiences. We are not at all telling people what to do or any kind of medical advice. We are just talking about personal experiences.
So there is a train of thought about cancers being the body actually enveloping potentially parasitic type cells. Not going to specify. And your body protectively envelops,
like cocoons
it to protect the rest of your body. And that essentially is the tumour. This is a train of thought, not necessarily mine, but this is some thoughts out there.
Yes.
And when you go and get a biopsy, you're piercing that protective ball, releasing the contents of that protective tumour, which can then flood through the rest of your body, metastasize and show up in many other places in your body. The theory out there, not my theory.
Yeah.
And something worth thinking about.
Yeah. But this is the thing I think about too, because I'm of that train of thought.
We're being very careful.
Yeah. We have to often though, how long do they pierce it? And they take a biopsy and then it's weeks before they can often then go ahead and take it out because the medical system's so overloaded. In that time, it could wreak havoc in your body.
You don't know.
You got no idea. Right. Spread through your lymphatic system.
Yeah.
This is all just trains of thought. Cancer's and I think, like I said, the body's an amazing thing. And why wouldn't it do things like that, contain cells and go into a defense mode and wrap them into a ball?
And it essentially turns off apoptosis, which programs cell death. So your body gets damaged. Those cells turn off apoptosis, they don't die off, forms a clump of cells. That's essentially what the tumour is. But the cancer is very parasitic in nature when you think about it. And there's some common sense behind why people are using antiparasitic drugs with...
That's another podcast.
Look how
they were trying to be very careful about.
Careful we're being.
Yeah, I'm not using antiparasitic drugs for cancer. I just have heard stories of people doing so with great success.
With very good results, yes.
Who knows that they might not have got those results anyway without using that. We don't know that.
We don't know, and we don't want to talk about. We've all been impacted by loved ones and friends and family and still are who are
that's right. It is a very sensitive
cancer, so we won't make any claims about cancer.
No, that's right.
But apparently we've come so far with medical research, pharmaceuticals, with technology. We've come so far, but we've got more cases of cancer right now than we've ever had before. And me being not that bright sometimes.
Don't be silly.
Can't understand why, if we've come so far, we've got more cancers than ever.
It seems to be going reverse.
That's that
and
bothers
again,
me.
like I say, it's everybody's journey and we want people to make informed decisions that's best for them and what they're happy and feel that is the best.
But this is a prompt to go and research.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
That's
this
what I'm
is not
saying.
a prompt to say this is what you should do.
Take charge of your own body, your own
exactly.
health.
We just want them to make that decision for themselves. And again, come back to a choice. Have the right to choose what form of medical intervention, what form of natural intervention. Elle Macpherson, she was one that took a natural and she got really bagged for it. But that's her body. She's allowed to make that choice. If she wants to go the natural route, what is wrong with that? And if someone wants to take a medical route, then that is their choice as well.
Okay
I don't want
it
to become
It seems very black and white, though. So a lot of people will think if she took the natural route and that was the right thing to do, then and I didn't take the natural route, then I've done the wrong thing. But it's not right or wrong. It's not black or white.
Exactly.
It's what you need to do in your stage of your life.
And don't vilify and persecute people for making a different decision to what you would.
No, it comes back to respect. Respect
also,
their
and your
decision.
body, your choice.
And even if you wouldn't necessarily yourself take that route, you have no idea until you're faced with it.
Exactly.
I could make a different choice. You have no idea until you're personally faced with it. So you support that person with whatever choice decide. But of course we want them to have every bit of information at their fingertips.
And that's what I was going to say. You can't make a choice if you don't know what the options are.
And this is what makes me, again, passionate about they're trying to censor. They're trying to censor all these things.
Yeah, why not have the information out
all
there?
the information, all the natural information, like I have nurses and I really respect them, and I really respect a lot of the medical profession.
Absolutely.
We're not bagging them. We're not saying there's no place in society for it at all. What we're saying is that they can live in harmony, so to speak.
It should be complementary, not one or the other.
What I'm trying to say.
Would you be able to talk about your friend's experience at the hospital in the cancer council and what she's doing with sound?
Yeah,
because that is a beautiful story about the medical world and the natural world coming together for common ground, and you're not working against each other. You're working together.
Yeah, and I would really like to get Kyrie in as a guest at some point as well. But Kyrie very publicly, and it's on her Instagram, so I know that she's not going to be there's no problem me talking about it, but she had breast cancer, I think maybe 20 years ago. I could be wrong. But during her journey, she actually had some sound therapy and meditation through her journey, and it really calmed her. She had I think it was a meditation expert or sound therapist. I can't think of which one, but before she went in for her mastectomy, they actually did a treatment, and it really calmed her down, and her nervous system really relaxed, and she had a great outcome with the surgery. And anyway, years on, she does sound bowl therapy,
which we have all done.
Oh, yeah,
which was
amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Amazing, right? Essentially, we're energetic beings.
Yeah.
And
it was incredible.
Sound waves are very healing. There's, again, scientific research on it. It's not a woo situation. It's actually real.
It's amazing.
But the St. Andrew's Hospital, they have a wellness centre. And in the wellness centre, they have all sorts of complementary medicine, not alternative, but complementary medicine practices that their cancer patients can access. And one of those is sound therapy. And that's what Kyrie does in the hospital setting. So it's really a full circle moment.
Isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah, and she's been able to really support women going in for their mastectomies and their surgery. And, yeah, it's a huge part of her business and her wellness journey.
So complementary, that's the perfect word, isn't it? And you're not going to say this sound healing is going to cure your cancer, but it may help you deal with the diagnosis you've been given or help with your mental health or even help you.
The nervous system, relaxing the nervous system, bringing you back into alignment.
And a positive mindset is incredible when it comes to healing. So,
everybody's journey is different, and they're right to choose whatever route they're going to use to get better is their own choice, and we just need to
support people.
Yeah, have that support there for people, but it just is a passionate thing for all of us that we just want everyone to have every form of option available to them so they can make informed decisions that's best for them.
Kyrie can, when she comes on, she'll explain a lot better than
I'm excited to have.
That was very.
What a beautiful story to end the episode on. Yeah, that's a good one.
Head to Kindred Self on Instagram, and Kyrie has a space in Port Adelaide called Urban Wellness where she does soundness, sound baths, counselling. She's actually a counsellor.
We need
by
to get
trade.
back, actually. We need to go back and have another session.
That was so
Yeah,
amazing.
she's actually working in with another therapist, energy therapist, and we'll actually talk about that.
Yeah,
completely
we need to
separate,
get-
because
yeah.
that's actually really quite deep, and it's
Absolutely.
it's
Fascinating.
it's full on.
Well,
it's
that's what we're
fascinating.
going
It's
to
absolutely
do too
fascinating.
going forward. We're going to get a lot of interesting and unbelievably
Actual experts.
inspiring,
Not just us dribbling.
inspiring people on talking about different topics, and that's where we're headed. So yeah. Anyway, let's
wrap this
finish
up.
there.
Yeah,
Great
and
chat, girls.
just one last thing. We have to try all these therapies to be able to report back, don't we?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
into that.
definitely.
No problem.
Sign me up.
Yeah. Okay, till next time, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
See ya. We love you. Thanks for listening to the live chat. We don't want to offend anyone. We're not experts. We're just talking about personal opinions, and we want you to live your life and make your own decisions.
Kind of covers everything. Yeah, that's it.